kakra so I'm saying no problem kakra enti no me be kasa mintimi mfa bibia nche enne tene de bia ye no ye ka apomudin a yen nyame yen SDF doctors and healthcare professionals nurses ne ade mu enam onyame asem ne asem a onyame nam na eyi a kire yen fa apomudin hia no nti ya na yen ye ka apomudin a yen emphasize more on the prevention because yes prevention is better than cure na samri kra covid abai na ewiase nyina abutui prevention no now it takes on a greater meaning now say you know prevention no kra afi ehu hia pass say chain da say yeah prevention enti time bia no say kai ye hu e kwan ye be fa so a ye be preventive methods bia de be ya adwuma be boy na emma ye nyare if you say ye hu say mfaso also say onyare a chain say obeyare no a try say obesa ho yare enti preventive methods and say enema ye betimi aye put into practice ebe ma ya prevent yare no adults be mostly no ejina your lifestyle your didie any ye nom emu in fact ebi no kra can say Egyptians in fact Egyptians were saying na almost saying no almost say 75% of what you eat keeps your doctor alive. So basically, the person I'm trying to say, aduane a wo nipa wo di no, eno na be ma wa yare, ama wo de yare no akwa doctor ho na doctor akwaji usika no wonya sika de atena se. Edi se nya se aduane na wo di na anka ye can hear based on that Egyptian saying no me paraphrase enya exact quote na me ma na paraphrase. Enya aduane na wo di ye na anka o doctor anka kombeku no enti no wo aduane a wo di no eno na keep ono alive e ma ono enya aduane di sas asemi ya ma paraphrase yi nyansa wo mpa na asese wo dwene ho kwakire a na de ompeso mo kire ne se ya ria e ba yeso ni nyina no ne fa kese na fridi aduane a ye die ene de yare ne ba enti se bibi ketuo bi ye ho no ma yebetimi aye e be boan abo ye ho ban free yare ho a na esese ye hwehwe na ye yedi kan aka nema bebre na ade ba akopɛ bi na meka ho asɛm ebi nom frɛ no the miracle food ebi nom frɛ no super food ebi nom frɛ no the miracle grain and they did bebre because of nema etimi yenti ade ho na meka ho asɛm meka aduaba bi seeds bi a your friend flax seeds flax seeds no it is wheat and so a kakra bi na a flat kakra chain wheat now a back in two different colors you have golden yellow flax and you have dark brown or red flax. Now flax no it made the animal be basically no a grain to say a morning wheat ne sa animal nti wo hwe a send your grains ni na to you want take e wo ho a husk no na enum no ene ye fiber ni nyina fiber na de bi e ka ho asem ne ho ena akọ mfimfin a ye the endosperm of the grain eno no ni say yemfa ne say ofa emo a fita na hye mfimfin no flax nso obi sa na say the entire we are say flax the super grain the super food the miracle food, the miracle grain, and it's ID kama, it wonderful names baby is because my research and who say and niema bebree wɔ flax no ɛyɛ nnuane nnuro a ɛboa ɛma yɛ ahoɔden na ɛnyɛ no nko my research in fact ayɛ side by side trial the flax atoto aduro in fact nnuro mmienu ano ɔhye paa wɔ medicine no a yɛ use so de treat blood pressure no the flax side by side I'm a flax a BT omo entina ni enu nti ama eni bebree aba flax so ama nipa bebree no acha se edwene flax no enti ama researchers no dig deeper kakra ehwe se die no be hu enti basically no mfitiase no initial research on ye nani so no de omu ye no se flax ewo iron wom ewo zinc ewo copper ewo calcium ewo magnesium ewo folate and as folic acid ewo boron ewo potassium and a protein so sawo flax ba kopeno na mijidi se yina yate omega 3 first no na doctors bi kra ni se omega 3 mfaso so nse se doctors be breed na chase ehun se omega 3 no is very good at preventing inflammation most of the time no say you perceive treat you hyperlipidemia na say high cholesterol it advise say fa omega 3 now omega 3 you know equating it to fish oil because fish oil is omega 3 oil. Nipa ni bebree so extended that to say when you cholesterol come from you don't fish bebree. Why? Because of the omega 3, which is not necessarily true. So we fish bebree will be omega 3. If it's a fish, no, and omega 3 in one room. Na answer now be fish bebree anya omega 3 a we here no not just say worry pa ama enema bi a whole any healthy fish so bit media amount na on sakbi na sa omega 3 the highest plant source e be your plants mo pa ya no de bia mo ka say just why fish and so no there be plants mo because so share fish no omunya omega 3 no free plants sea plants be omu edia for the plankton one fish ni nya omega 3 free it ye ayantin si omu na ye the plankton na ye wasase su plant ben na ibenya omega 3 free. Now when you hwehwemu say the highest source of omega 3 fatty acids flaxseed. Ntina just say idea ehun ehia pa flaxseed. And enye no nko. Ye wo enuane nduro bi ewo hono mo a ye friend lignans. Na sa lignans and also the highest source of lignans in flax. Lignans no ye bibia ewo enuanim se udi a call ye mo bacteria na ewo ye no convert no into anti-inflammatory antioxidants ebo ho ban prevent cancer prevent nima bebre. The lignans no very very powerful na lignans no the highest source of lignans known on earth, right? They say, me say possible say be or more. But in my test scientists set me testing now flax netiso. Now sa lignans is a medical kind. Would a bacteria or yama convert lignans no? Omo yam no mu de media keka ho no ma adane ni ama lignans no abedane bibia ye friend isoflavones na sa isoflavones one of the most potent anti-cancer chemicals in nature. Small when you know apart from say unya all the minerals amebodi iron zinc copper calcium protein potassium magnesium folate boron na wasa nya fiber aka ho wobenya omega 3 afrim na wasa nya lignans bacteria na eti yem no be converting into isoflavones anti-cancer chemical. Enti na chere say flax na yade a ese say yade ya adwene esi so pa. Enti we nyina ya hu yi ene na de enti na menu bi enu ese say yedi flax. Nhwehwemu omo ye no e kire say flaxseed obi flaxseed on a regular basis, consistent daily basis, it improves brain function. Ekwan ya wa adwene fa so ye adwuma na ma no improve na ma no ye adwuma better. Not enye no nko a decrease cholesterol levels. It is a be a over cholesterol problem. Flax it me decreasing. Ekwan ben so na fa so yes sir. One, any omega 3 now we can count wasema what flax in the moon. Two, and so nessa flax no a very, very high in soluble fibers. Soluble fiber no, and no etimi hono wonsuom. E hono e wonsuom nti se odi a eboa e bind to the cholesterol no, e twen cholesterol free nipadua. Enti ekwan ya mienu a efa so reduce cholesterol no. The atoso miensa flaxseed udi a another we use it on a regular basis it reduce blood sugar level. Ekwan be na efa so yes flax no fiber na e wo ho na a very complex fiber. Na complex fiber no the aye say e bind to sugar udidi na se flax wo mu a e bind to glucose no enti ma blood glucose level no and spike and na say man enkoso prekope e release anase e chi glucose no gu moja no kakra se ni pedua ni hia no enti enu time a enchi enwu moja mu ana ensa no na mre aso se osakodi dibiem. In the time, we are now with very steady blood glucose level. Na se udi aduane a fiber kese nimu a udi ya no na glucose e waduane no member se sichire waduane no se udi carbohydrates aduane a sichire na na se glucose na blood no straight a spike no ntententem nti ya kosoro ntententem mo na nipadua na produce insulin from the pancreas na insulin no so de na sabema sugar no so ate na sugar no so ate nti wo wonsa ekosoro na ba form spike and dip so any friend no in that spike and dip yi enipa bebre omuba benya diabetes na ho na hwase free a spike na dip sa na a dip below baby na wo first no na enipa no ate say come de me preocupe na wasa ko didibiem na asa nti ubehun se ding dong sa na wabenya bibia your friend hypoglycemia. The hypoglycemia no etimi lead to hyperglycemia. Hypoglycemia na nene saying any say blood sugar level will drop below a certain level bia eye normal. One bibi ampe ho asamanka e betimi ama wo wetwahwe na wakoko makra no wawu. In the flax no prevent sa massa NC ma hypoglycemia no enkoso and ma hyperglycemia so enkoso. Why? Because the complex fiber na flax no bind to the sugar na release sugar na kakra. Number 4, isoflavones na make ho asem no na lignans no and no one cancer be who say directly affecting all cancers, but one particular one is prostate cancer. And so your bear man utie me na so person obo prostate who ban said the bear that actually prostate cancer. Adia ba ko yes o hyase edi paa bebree ɛyɛ flax. Afei ɔmo saa ɛyɛ research ɛwɔ breast cancer mu. Na breast cancer no most of the time no obi nya cancer yɛwɔ markers bebree. Markers no ne sɛ yɛtwe mogya yɛwɔ chemicals bi a yɛhwehwɛ wɔ mu a yɛtumi de treat you, follow progress. Sɛ bi a treatment na yɛde ma wo no boa wo anaasɛ ɛmmoa wo. Nti sɛ ɛboa wo a ebi a markers bi wɔ hɔ a yɛhwɛ abom sɛ marker no ɛkɔ fam anaasɛ ɛso te chemical na ɛwɔ mogya mu na yɛhwɛ no ɛso te na kyerɛ sɛ aduro na yɛde ma wo na ɛyɛ adwuma. Anaasɛ sɛ yɛde ma wo na de bi a yɛtwe mogya hwɛ na yɛhu sɛ chemical na ɛkɔ soro na kyerɛ sɛ yɛbɛtumi agyina so aka sɛ aduro na yɛde ma wo no ɛnyɛ adwuma yie. Nti na chemical no ɛkɔ soro. Na chemical nyɛ bebree saa wɔ hɔ no a woba medicine mu a yɛfrɛ no markers. Na breast cancer apart from ɛno no yɛwɔ chemicals bi ɛwɔ hɔ a wo test a baako bi wɔ mu a yɛfrɛ no interleukin 1. Na saa interleukin 1 no ɛyɛ chemical bi a ɛyɛ ɔmunya breast cancer mu no ɔmunya breast cancer no ɛdɔɔso paa wɔ mu. Na saa interleukin 1 no promote inflammation, promote nneɛma bebree ɛwɔ breast cancer. Ɛma breast cancer etimi ɛyɛ kɛse ɛma no yɛ worse, ɛma no yɛ bad. Na ɛne yɛwɔ chemical bi nso wɔ hɔ nom a yɛfrɛ no interleukin 1 receptor antagonist. Ɛno na ne sɛ n'adwuma no ne sɛ saa interleukin 1 yi ayɛ te sɛ ɛnsa. Na wode kɔ akɔhyɛ glove mu. Nti glove no ɛne receptor no ɛna ɛnsa no ɛne interleukin 1 na breast cancer for ɛwɔ mu mogya bebree. Na ansa na interleukin 1 yi ebetimi ama breast cancer ayɛ bad anaasɛ ama promote inflammation ama breast cancer no anyini no just sɛ wakɔ attach itself to that receptor no anaasɛ glove no de nsa na kɔ wura saa glove no ama na yɛ say ansa na timi ayɛ adwuma. Enti bibia ɛbɛ block saa nsa no na ɛma nsa no ntimi kɔ wura glove no mu no anaasɛ menka ne yi a ɛbɛ block saa interleukin 1 no na ma interleukin 1 no enko wura ne receptor mu no bibia ɛbɛ block ne bia no ɛbɛ ma breast cancer no ɛso ate ɛma ne nyini. Nti ɛbɛ ma treatment no ayɛ positive ama ayɛ kama. Na saa adekorɔ no a ɛbɛ block saa receptor no na yɛfrɛ no interleukin 1 receptor antagonist na kyerɛ sɛ AC no kwan. Na nhwehwɛmu ntita biara no medicine mu ne biomedical research ya ne yɛhwehwɛ chemical bi ana biribi a ebetumi antagonize chemicals bi ebetumi asisi nneɛma bi ano sɛ de bɛyɛ a yɛbɔ ho ban a yɛ treat wa ho bɛtɔ. Na ɛba saa breast cancer this particular receptor a friend interleukin 1 receptor no o ma try no bebree enso ebia ni hɔ no ma yɛtumi yɛ adwuma satisfactorily to say flax. Na researchers no emma enipa no flax at least 30 grams of flax a day. Now after 1 month no mu say interleukin 1 receptor antagonist no na say adrekɔ na yɛbɛsi saa interleukin 1 na ano no I increase by 50%. 50% na kyerɛ sɛ ama saa chemical ya hoɔden no so ate by 50%. Aduro bi yɛ ni hɔ no there is no pharmaceutical itimi yɛ saa ade a flax itimi yɛ. Nti na kyerɛ sɛ flax no they are very, very potent when we are dealing with breast cancer. Whether management, say nipa na bi now try so bebo ama ne ho ato no anaasɛ prevention. Flax is one of the biggest things you can do as a prevention or preventive method for breast cancer. Now that's not all. who say flax it may increase interleukin 1 receptor antagonist no and says okay and you test flax dan kasa against breast cancer cells and the and so for breast cancer cells and the go a petri dish labs zan ya the friend I a glass be to say bottle tea I experiments woman I test or lab now omudi goose no who say flax no directly ekum breast cancer cells who the goose wa ekunu enti no mo conclude say one eboa reduce to breast cancer cells no interleukin 1 na ema breast cancer bad no na hoden so by 50% and sign of flax na nkasa so ekum breast cancer cells enti no so yo ba na utie me ade ba kwa obetimi aye e dia bo ho ban generally and na wasa bo ho ban every breast cancer so we be flax oya be ma medical aka o person protect o prostate flax one of the things how ya e be ko and afei the make kana me di atwa to no omuhu say flax very 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 powerful against high blood pressure. It reduces blood pressure. Now, I'm say reduce blood pressure. No, you know when I can be person with H3 and so my computer no be me emfa enche. Medicine your test a whole row ya na if we be clinical trial. Say COVID ba e mo do amutie news no. Mo be say dey ya can say oh yeah, try see a produce the friends a vaccine for COVID-19. Now COVID-19 vaccine no a binu map I phase 1 clinical trial, you phase 2 clinical trial, and I phase 3 clinical trial until your phases. It be your my depending on phase no. You're trying one okay. Near more money who say, oh more no, it's okay, I'm have problem. Yeah, now phase ya hwɛ dose a ɛmoa mu ya ɛsɛ yɛde ma wɔn ne yɛde abɛ nipa mu yɛde bɛ nipa mu a na yɛahwɛ equivalent dose a ɛsɛ sɛ yɛde ma nipa no a ɛbɛ create effect yɛbɛnya effect nti yɛhyehyɛ dose no mu a yɛde a 10 15 20 50 milligrams na yɛahwɛ baabi a yɛbɛnya effect na yɛhwehwɛ no yɛnya no wie a ne yɛayɛ another test a trial a yɛbɛhwɛ sɛ ɛduro no no mu a a safe and safety studies. It ye when we are a fay near Yagia to say, oh, after the arena yapan. Now you caught phase 3 clinical trial. I no, and you didn't ni panum. Bebre, you didn't ni pabre interview honor clinical trial. No one seen ye be or aha or my ways, so near ye be or my ways, near ye be or my ways. Now, most of the time, we are your test you will be more there different levels. Now you will be the highest level of trial and as a test, especially say and on any vaccine say. But if I say drug, you so be invented and also be discover cancer drug as an example. You test cancer drone. See, you perceive who say a drone cancer corona a drone baby treating. You say a whole drone holder that you test the new drug no against the standard drug or why you treat. In the end, say utiya ya the anchor any treaty. And no na standard will be the whole BMC agiatum say no the best treatment. It is obi could produce a tiaria drofufra or testing against anka nti o che ni nipa na or trial mo no mu yenu a baako o ma anka no the old standard treatment na o ma etoso yenu the second group no o ma the new treatment na Well, we are utimi ka say aduro foforo ya amanya yi no compared to the standard of care and as a treatment we far better by so and so percent. And no and a yawo ba ku bi nso a and no basically na the highest and no aduro no o test no in a clinical trial via your friend a double blind placebo controlled clinical trial. And no anything and they say maybe a test be maybe ma will be a draw bi anom na ma say draw no ebeboa no anasa emoa no. But most of the times oh yeah trial na say nipa no nim say oh yeah ma me draw anom say me ya announcement say wow yem ye bia no bra ya be clinical trial ya we draw fufuro bia e pese ya de ma mo hwe say beboa mo a say nipa no nim say a draw ya o de be ma no ya funu ya enti na o de ma no a most of the time you have be mind over matter. Obo say na adwene ye ne say o no maduro nti etimi boa no e ma ne ho kra ato no. Enna enipa ne bi ho so a enam saa nti no otimi ye bibi e boa ma ne ho to no e wo mra na nya aduro no na ama ne ho to no. Nti say de be ya ye be eliminate all bias ne we nyina no and you be double blind placebo controlled clinical trial. And when they saying and they say enipa no a ono maduro no oni madukra ono doctor kra na odi aduro ne ma no onim say any groups ya teacher groups no mu mienu emfa say group A group B onim say group A no e ya aduro pa na de ma omo anase bibi e friend placebo say placebo no ne say ya ma nsuo say no nsuo na the second group no ya di bibi e say nsuo ama omo na so ya aduro enti no researcher no onim the only person that will name any omo run a trial no nim enti the aduro na ma clinical or the ama doctor no say farmer on call for and so doctor no kra onim which of the patients na enya the real thing and answer the engine and only the highest standard double blind no say there be a bias be any na enu no ne ye edin pa when you're dealing with natural and food especially because obey the creative BB any aduane say ntimi but aha mama masma ya tintin kakra bi say me can be see asem so sa flaxi omu ye double blind placebo control clinical trial using flax ewo inipa ewo high blood pressure. Now I wish some committee me the graph natural. Now the omu ye no omu if inipa two groups and one group no ye ma omu flax and the second group no ye ma omu bibia ani ye brown to say flax so omu nim omu fi say omu nim say ye flax so say you and omudi and a doctors na dey ma omo no so nim which is the difference omo nim say a enya flax na say b enya flax nti o ntimi bias na o ntimi control nti e dey ma omo ewo baseline na say fitin ase and you test your blood pressure and a 1 month time you test your blood pressure and a 6 months na omo ye no omo hu say average enipa your ma omo flax no omo hyase na omo blood pressure no 157/81 average among the group no omo blood pressure no 157/81 at the end of 1 month no na omo blood pressure average na drop about 148/76. At the end of the 6 months trial, now omo blood pressure no average within the flax group no now a drop from 157.8 to 142.6. Now systolic na answer the form no a drop from 81.6 to 74.9. In the next omo blood pressure no a drop from an average of 157 over 157 over 81 to 142 over 74. Now, omo placebo na na say omo bibi brown, this flax na na flax no. Almost what happened? Omo blood pressure no ekosoro from an average of 154.7 no, in 1 month na 156, in 6 months na 157. Inti omo no a blood pressure no kosoro and a flax for the no eba form. And almost systolic no so na 81 average. And also ekosoro could no answer a 81. And based on this trial, clinical trial, yeah, which was a year research me statistically significant, a year medically significant, clinically significant. Not just say research no me and so all the back clinic now all the back practice and what a year so they come if you say if you just say a year the panel flax was significant, say, yeah, they can clinical practice. And so maybe some question is a Mumudu was saying, and I'll call Dr. Horn, model with high blood pressure, call ya Dr. Catcher say the flax. Minyasho say, Ubi abit ya, Abekase, or no call a casuni flax. Why? Because of the nature of the way I am practicing medicine. The practicing medicine, I am more chemical focused, and you're more prevention. No, and yet based on food and natural substances. I call it more pharmaceutical based. In the BB and pharmaceutical beyond near shelf, near a tunching. I think the next one, and so who say, okay, say, double blind trial, yeah, flax, yeah, and yeah, I think you the next level when I make an say young pitch flax no against the standard care treatment no. So enipa area or high blood pressure more drew that an yen chim na one group enya flax na another group enya sa pharmaceuticals and I say in neuro prescription neuro into you move and room you know the edikan draw ya friend ACE inhibitors no name in neuro end in pril no. Into who a drobia like Sinopril, Zestril, ALA, na ACE inhibitor. And only a drawback. And a drawback also, and no before a tar a mind, and no you over high blood pressure, and Benny Biana Yama will be a before you would be a G. Nay, before the air and a tar G and park is Bako. And Nidia, ignore the friend calcium channel blockers. And no common one and nipa bebre no be any amlodipine. Enti omo ye 3 groups. One group ye flax, second group ye ACE inhibitors, and a third group ye calcium channel blockers. Nasa research omo ye no we a systematic be a friend systematic review no omo information every randomized control trial, clinical trials, a whole 32 Nina no nipa 201,566 na participants in these trials. It did make can say sa research omushe insusanso and as a results omunya free 201,566 patients. Now, how no a pitch flax against ACE inhibitors against calcium channel blockers. Publishing in 2011, the Journal of Hypertension. Until they make published a study, the Journal of Hypertension 2011. Now, what was the results? The results was to say, flax. How much flax? 30 grams of flax a day. 30 grams of flax a day. And if you flax, at the end of the trial period, no say, blood pressure systolic no swat by 15 points. In the event said, Soro deɛ no ɛyɛ 145 a na afei ɛso ate about 130. And the diastolic, you know, from the so active by 7 points. So, and a so the no systolic no reduce no flax reduce no by 15 points, and a reduce diastolic no by 7 points. And most of the time, I draw blood pressure near 160 over 100, and also 160 over 95. And no, a so the no a tissue by 15. And I see the annotation by 7. Flax, no. ACE inhibitors. ACE inhibitors, no, they reduce systolic by 5 points. And they reduce diastolic by 2.1 points. And the calcium channel blockers, so they reduce systolic by 8.4 points. And they reduce diastolic by 3.2 points. The winner is flax. Flaxseed, any side effects be ACE inhibitors, it may cause a lot of side effects. It may cause now ultimately any angioedema, be or no inflammation, it be a hormone ultimately a chronic was and I'm saying it me exposure to respiratory infections, upper respiratory infections. It's a flu near the calcium channel blockers, there was side effects. It means our heart disease cry worse. Flax, any side effect here. A sour omega-3, a sour iron, or phosphorus, or boron, or magnesium, or potassium, or omega-3, or lignans, or isoflavones, and it's cheap. Of course, the grocery store, a small bag, say, we buy a whole bag of flax for less than $5. And the I can make Manusino. The American say, the yes, you know, Yamfanya. Now, one other thing that obey media cow life for whom we did dear who or lifestyle who I ever bought who buying a wow, when you promoting a seer. A flax. A binum friend of the miracle seed, a binum friend of the miracle food, a binum a friend of super seed, super green, and it's out there. And you know, me share your cranny say you know how to use it. Let's start using it. How do you use it? Me the master missing. Me the me and say me koto. Me ko Walmart. Ko Walmart. Omu coffee grinder or a year BB Kitwe desire yadi yam coffee. A year $20. Cut off flax now the gum no I am now your powder. Now the good to glass bottle. Now what to wakatasu. Now the chef fridge. Into uka oatmeal and opa. No wasa 1 tablespoon and now 2 tablespoons. On one more, obetimi asebi eguso. Obetimi asebi afra beans edi. Mitori dia mitimi sagu nsuo no ma no mitimi sagu almond milk and soy milk mo no maka num sa no ma no. Nti obetimi aye ni nyema bebre obetimi ade abeki oto pan no na oto bibia otimi de fra na ode ato. There are so many different ways obetimi use. Now one very important discovery so no say all the flax no fra bibi na oto the chef oven mo isoflavones ne lignans no any omega-3 no ense no edaso enti obetimi dey aye dey opebia beki na a day at least so ultimately 2 tablespoonfuls ebema 30 grams of flax a day na I don't know ebebo be make changes because I said here American ho asem here a share nipa 201,000 no more 30 grams of flax a day and omunya has wonderful results. Nti manuesi madam as say questions be on map am cho meeting e dey abasa.
Dr. Mpacho na me person busa say ayema ankwala so
ayema ankwala because aduane it is It is some ankwara betime di obi a onyem betime di obi a o ma ne ba nufo betime di. In fact yawo eyi bi o ha recipe bi o ma otimi keka ne ma bom say obi a onyem ko pese onya nufusu a flax one of the things you timid can you bebre but flax ye niema ba kwa obetimi di aka ntini yes akwara betime di opim for kwara betime di if you say aduane it is said you obi bi sa say akwara betime di yi ana wheat ana say mo it is am nti obi a betime di bi ma na yi di hia na say wa kwa taste no and omega 3 na e wo mu nti no say osa powder no sa powder no na udi na odi gu anu ma a slight oily taste kakra or another oily flavor be it is all overcome and no now acquire taste na dia and you be at me that's it minim sa semi sa for ho no ma
say any feeding be a it feeding say any anti flat na e hu bi na
no dia minya sure say e wo twidin if it's minya sure say
e bi ni Ghana ho
se sia de me judi se bi yo ho minyi ni say omu grow no so omu dua no ho but e bi yo ho no me judi pa
that's
Doc, me actually the na me question is say I know so ka say obi enom blood pressure a year no di flax na it me drop na ne blood pressure no me patcho me question is say eno nti say bia nipa no start say odi na flax na also still now will take the blood pressure medication and I say no me patcho recommendation is saying me that say
okay yo me that say manka ni nyina ayi say study na research no mo ye no omo ehun say flax no omo e wo high blood pressure hypertension na e ka say yare no e reduce omo blood pressure nanso omo blood pressure normal a enye yare no en reduce no further e mane nkofo me mane me hypotension it maintain your blood pressure na in a low normal range. And so be your high blood pressure no ma draw da. No osha say odi flax a. The ebeba ne say ebeba obehu trend bi. Enye prekope. Obehu trend say pressure no air form. Pressure no air form. Pressure no air form. Ntino what do no and say oja no so koso. But because the results no enye precipitous say enye prekope in si prekope ntino en cause problem bia na emom de beba ne say obehu say wa promodin no ankasa obetinka say bibi cause we nipadua no na pressure no air form enti ebeboa ama what mean o doctor I start conversation I say oh doc am say my pressure is say air form now only na adwuma na blood pressure no what is could do the barest minimum necessary and I say if possible ubejai no cry complete me hu bi bebre me clinic ho no mo a enipa bebre mobile in as part of a big lifestyle program umujai umunu nyina no but enya dia happen what me can say enya and then it's I will start to say odi flags and one there be a package as part of a whole complete lifestyle change. In that yes, na a course and yema course. Lignans na make a horse and nice of flavor. Most of the time, anybody no more high blood pressure, no more inflammation or blood vessels. Now, lignans, one thing I say, a boy healy blood vessels. No, a cell no, you will be except blood vessel. No, so blood vessel now you move as a to closer. Desire chrono na as a pipe na emoja ne nam no emu no as bibi a cementing your friend lining a lining inside na no your friend endothelium and as endothelial cell one thin layer it is a paper no a very 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 thin part is a paper and so a very very powerful power na no and nipa bebre a no mota high blood pressure ni ya na omo inflammation wo na inflammation no emma blood pressure no kosoro mo na adia ba ko a flax no isoflavones no lignans na eye ne say a healy sa endothelium cell a healy no na a healy na endothelium cell no and also by itself no nyankopon de hye mo say no an it ni produce chemical bi a your friend nitric oxide na nitric oxide no adwuma ne say e boa ma blood vessel no mu bie ema emu ehojo kama but say endothelium na say lining na wo mu no say a pra and also say inflammation cause wo mu a entimi produce nitric oxide no say na say produce no but research na kire say lignans no ne isoflavones na e wo flax mu no itimi eboa e heal that endothelium no eboa nti say endothelium no ye healed a ma no e produce nitric oxide. What that means na say odi a ebe heal endothelium no gradually enti so doctor no o yi wa free aduro so a enya ade a ehu bi a wo say obesuro if you say the body no will take over the process of reducing your blood pressure. A produce nitric oxide naturally, ama a blood vessel. Indeed, a whole lot of nima bebre, but and ye into my bonnet of a crab in America, but your mechanisms bebre or hormone flax effaso reduce the blood pressure.
You me patch me that say.
Yo, nasi.
Dr. Mpacho, me wa question.
Yo, mitio.
Maybe a fake that not COVID is starting all year when you were sorry. And the face are done me deeper, but what can be this with the chef freezing, but me brandy we are. They find chef freezing, me dear good bottle moon and marketers with you. And I may use me patch your case and I was an chef freezing.
Okay, me that's all the other. Say flax no. A very, very, very potent antioxidant. Just say, I know shit as an antioxidant. Antioxidant, and then they say, on says a cassette to Tihono or the Mwana and Abumubisi Wana and Ninyano. Oxidation, I don't know, not just say Nina. Now the entire money Ninyana say, and from within the air, no, you walk. Yawo ayi bebre ho enyema bebre ho no ma eye oxidants e cause e ma anyinya ekoso enti so the flax no o expose flax no to the environment na and am say environment no what pro-oxidants bebre enti no e ma flax no ye oxidized in them and china aye as adwojo ano na adwojo ntem because no baby idea bi wa e be create oxidation bia no flax no be kwa konche sa eno no nti ne ye chef regime no that's one thing enjoy the chef regime wa e ma temperature no e keep no so de be ya en oxidize and etimi utimi keep no so e che wo the chef regime wa e betimi a hye ho be 1 week. Basically, no, oyam bear 1 week, dear. Now they are share every 1 week. We are now a fresh batch. But so the see about there. Now who are they also better cry the full strength of flax. Intino. So I shall see a good room now the chef region. Don't find chef freezer, but fashion region and you cool.
Me pacho so one yam ye dia obetimi akipuno for long abro 1 week.
Oh yes. One yam ye dia obetimi akipuno up to a year or two cry nya.
Okay.
Na intino enam sa antina time bia no sa oyam just a little at a time. Kakra bia we here for 3 days or for 1 week maximum no na oyam. And no sa no ayam foforo. Onyam ni nyina nti enipa ne bebre ho no ma na me especially ye krom halfway omo ya na ni hade kakra o mo so mo pese mo ye bibio mo ba clinic na wo church o mo or say, oh, that is too much work. I don't want to grind anything. Can I just buy the already ground one? I'm Palco supermarket. I won't say be your home. The same companies now move bag back why I am dada. And your bag back why I am dada. Into any half one of the back of the I am dada. Disadvantage the woman say, so oh yam one bagger. Ye one cast out of bag back on our yama. Ubenya bear 2 bags, the I am dada. Indeed. To begin with, no, oh, and short change you. And secondly, no, the I am dada no. The I am see ho intino na ho de no so tia na by the time I use no na ho de no so ati bebre. Intino time bia eye say wo to grain now dey see ho. Nhia bia no ayam no use so esa no ayam bi kakra sa. Okay, minim sa sen bisa bro ko bi na.
Don't back here, me was Mizaka.
Okay, meet you.
And she about said, but my friend Nikai. Flax the door, say you spell no, sunset. Something can tree. And I'm a trusted American, she means who's a bit American.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, Google crowd, flax, F as in Frank, L as in London. A as in apple and an X as in xylophone. Okay. FLAX.
FLAX.
Anti-flax seed.
Yeah, okay. All right. Even that's number 2. So, and there was a minute, my parent doctor, yes, shares, say, maybe not with the medication. So, I meet the kiss, you know, and doesn't meet me discuss it. Say, there, before we come home.
Okay. Generally speaking, so she says who di flax who use flax as a daily here so can be the actual doctor.
Okay.
Because it is said who did the abiane and I saw yari. But the time you be so we are consistent. Now we are determined the self person to as well. It may be about one casa check your pressure now be say, oh wow, my pressure here come from. And yes, within a week, research now the kind now. Almost testing on day 1 and almost testing 1 month and almost testing 6 months. And you know, oh yeah, when you now be a part of your lifestyle. We be have your blood pressure and you from sustainable. Your friend sustainable reduction. Not just and yes, yeah, they come from na or China na saba soro and yes, I be near pe. No, we be sustainable reduction in the sense that. So call from could do baby a akaho. The honor and affair so no doctor Edin come say, okay, I'm saying my blood pressure here, I'm saying call from Tino. Medro no Tisumami. Now only na cannot because yes, unu medro a prescription you draw one casa unya no because in really be your honor more wow jai no more. A bit me there will be a friend of rebound effect, a bit my creative problem. Intino, so on in a car now we're winning off in JB our 20 and really be a 20 I know or Tesla about 10. It really be so home started 10. Maybe I know Tesla about 5, you know Tesla about 2.5. So or Chemu year with me guys okay no every other day in the Dr. Crow and this year when we enroll no and now in the car wow we're winning off gradually.
Okay, Doc, but my mentioned, you know. Now, then I just said, you know, what's your fun?
Okay. Basically, research no dear, Omo can say at least 30 grams of ground flax a day. 30 grams on 2 tablespoons. Okay. In the 2 tablespoons, I say at least on this, ubet me 2 tablespoons, 1 year crown, no. Ubet me more. It's okay. Ubet me side effect be any who somebody do. The only thing they say in the Saudi flax are a trincio, the Saudi no you don't monsieur.
Okay.
With the doctor, what? Me another question, me patrol. Now, bit me the a good pan no mu. It me pan say ebia me grande na me de pan no na. na pan no ma say man fan chef fridge no ma et said the odi kan kaya say your friend say a bit loose oxidation be kick in a bit loose wa yinti say me the fra pan no say me yam na me the fra no de o say me the chef fridge na say ma nyam so de metimi leave pan no outside the refrigerator no ana.
And no, one very interesting. Now, Omun has a ubekia. Meaning for some reason, ubekia a retaining one. No, we are worried. We are research. No, we are worried about omega-3. No, if it's omega-3, omega-3 fatty acids. No. And no, and one of the biggest antioxidants in him. And you know the fear no was to say, see a beki omega-3 in the best say. And you know a different experiments. No one say beki omega-3 no that's so. And said, and you know, conclusion was to say beki the flax fry in our beki ubet me keep on outside. Still a be maintaining as if say baking no a creative shell be a flax no a keep on inside it you know ubeki of course ultimate keep on the fridge my because so the trouble on thing pan no nankasa na be shasi a moldy be say it but all the trouble on thing 1, 2 or 3 days be based on research I mean minimum no bibia enye no. One more thing, so a man can, and they say, flax, no, all the friends you are very slimy, you know. We almost recipes, baby, or almost for eggs, fra. In this opposite, we are a purely plant-based lifestyle. This is media Libya. Uni go see, uni bibia, baby, recipe case egg, biano, in baking, no. Ubetime use flax. A very slimy and a binding. So indeed, Bibia we hear egg as a binder, Biano, putting use flax at the Yemani baking. Indeed, Ubisa baking or 17 we can say, putting use flax no, as a binder in place of eggs. Emani.
Me patcha me that say.
Welcome. Last question.
Okay.
Now, until meeting the good so anoma no anopa. Some anopa. Maybe I'm sorry, maybe I'm a walk. The greens be a no more. Meeting the after.
Wait me the afra. Miss Anna, first name, yes, I meet me the goose, you meet me the good soy milk, meet me the good almond milk. Now, one thing else I was sharing, so I would the goose, you know, and answer milk no more. And I'm saying, a was a soluble fiber, and I can't was a minute. One say a two, a horrid them into the gum and a man thick, liquid be at the gumbia and a thickin in term. In Saudi gum no one in term, I be thick, I feel to be crowned. And you know, based on that, you know, just say, Udi ususu, unfa be brain, you know, you know, and answer milk, because Udi be brain guma, I feel milk never done it, and answer better than it's a porridge. You bet me the beer gumanum, cacragu, and siomanum, now the beer afra or oatmeal, now the beer afra and mom, now the beer afra or salad. Until you should various methods, now the bee bakey, Babu, which made in be.
Dr. Mpacho, I now kasa I will in college. Na minimum say a mudia hena ya na se nyina e betima you show bia
no so researchers no almost try no so almost testing the friend golden brown flax no and a red or dark brown flax nyina the same amount of isoflavones omega-3 lignan say wo nyina pepepe there's no difference the bia obenya bia no but for no researchers no dey almost use the red one no because some of the na make say the highest level of clinical trial, your friend, a double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trial. And no more year, no. As I say, omutimi BBA, omubetimi fake. Into use a flax, use a red one, and when you're brown, cocoa, it you make create BB. A cocoa, tis a chocolate, and as be a brown, and then a say, tis a brownie. And the flax, and they say, you're full. Your friend say, Omo implement a clinical trial. And until we use the dark brown. Because no more drinking golden yellow no. Now who be or bet me and no aye placebo. Until we use the red one. But be having a piano. Okay. So last question be your hold my
so who just have flax sickness we take here. And you know, then you watch a channel. Say vitamins vitamin C, D, E, and C I know. And no and yet equal to say we are and baby. Which account.
Debbie. Say no nature is beautiful. Nature is beautiful. The entire pharmaceutical in what side effects no. Yes say. So we have pharmaceuticals in na an entire molecule. Molecule say you find a haban. Okay, a haban bibi to say a typical example. Aspirin. Aspirin, the chemical name is salicylic acid. The salicylic acid, no. So, offer a haban bia or befebia. I'm some your whole lecture, be meaning some mamma da. A haban bia or befebia, and I said, be green, yes, say cabbage, say lettuce, say spinach, say neem tree, say mango leaves, say contomry, a haban bia or befebia. Salicylic acid, aspirin, but natural salicylic acid, and yet salicylic acid existing as salicylates. There are different forms of salicylates, and yet bakope, and you be into your compounds be carbon and a money yejuma. Now the end of pharmaceutical companies in the say, omofa normal extract. That one particular compound that we say the strongest. No. In this extracting the sound, the acani no enka hoa. Okonoma, not quite to say, second saw that yapin a free ne every in front say, ne bohanum. I acquire naked into it me chaha until pharmaceuticals in no side effects. No. But the same thing if we nature more, it comes naturally with all the other adjuvants and I said near mine and then they are caught together. Your friend over natural medicine, your friend of the entourage effect. Just a nina boom kuha and a juma boom. And I'm saying, you know, and creative problem beyond to make the as much as you want, unya overdose of any of those minerals.
And you know, Mama, I'm quite.
Intino. No, because
it was a blue say, Mammy will be an doctor.
Yes.
Okay. No, Ramkas will be Casa. Yo, Intino.
Yeah,
I'll be live for us. Okay. Yo, Intino, na ya de na in the BC has a na yastre na yaboy, I say, Yamaba boy, and Yaman kitty say, to be our car, I know if say a grown a woody. But say, it's working in clinical settings is so beautiful. Now, the question I'm telling you, most of the time, since your patient be now a woman be a baby by 6 months follow up, Michiana. Most of the time, question will be something say, how come nobody ever told me this? patient back over me clinic na o sunisio pa o sunisio. Oba mi bisa answer, are you okay? I said, no, I'm not. Engineer because be na front staff no front desk staff na say clinic staff will be a catch him. Ntina or say okay. Me no call insider. The business say, what's going on? Talk to me. I say, I'm upset, really, really, really upset, but not with you or the clinic. I'm upset because for 10 years, I've had this problem. And I cannot believe that the solution was so simple. And I've gone from one specialist to the other, from one doctor to the other in 3 different states, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Omuvuha from North Carolina. And North Carolina for 10 years, and nobody told me that the solution was so simple. How come? And that is why I'm upset. Entino metisa de bia enti de America kosi ni say and you may be saying yet it sounds simple, but put the year juma na can in it will save us a lot of trouble. Timidamase. Enti nyame mo aye na yemfa nya juma na me ye nya adwen say oh simple and complicated bia enti no way it cannot be true. And no the problem back why I have medical professionals because medicine let me say it's a healthcare. Nursing school not easy, PA school is not easy, medical school is not easy. Adding into it is not good and yet possible say Marco school all these years I could see us ding way. Now catch them and say the solution is so simple. Most people know that's their biggest problem. And I'm saying they don't believe it, even though it's published, it's in the scientific literature. And my patients no benefits. In the moment that same mistake, means because any complicated, no so simple, and yejuma pa. Yen string ya no mo aye. Na yintimi fa yejuma na yebenya ho paso.
We got what some work can. Na be bizarre say na adura wo cheche be no nyiska. I said a matter for no. I don't know what you are about no the amount. The Debia which send you a market. Okay, the young that's it.
Oh, and yeah, another book while bombay my nation as my young Tom. That's
what's my mom pay. Elijah was through. No concron. My other was sick. The more you see you are here. Bomba and the moon. What a boy. Now, my baby share with him. I encountered him. Nothing come with him. What also, and I used to a kind of fresh officer. Or quite in the other man. The bear one concourse. Now, only a chenqua. So said, but to not condemn. Not be no dream. Why should I be here? And so 8 years, young man called my boy and cat. I sit here. Nankadere can Nubiano, and can ye a draw, and can assign a rare and many wedding a small cream. That's soon can home. I don't why Jesus Christ in Amen.
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 Damasi. I mean, Shamina Yamba or Chananopa, Sabbath school because and Yamba and Marines, Sabish Yamodi, your Bible studies now about the Twasso. I mean, Shamina, we used to do Amen.
Amen.
San Mabu Euradi Yasuti Miu and then some San Mabu Euradi Yasuti Miu.